Hello everyone, hope you're all well. Now into autumn, dews are starting to fall, bit of fusarium starting to come into the sward, so yeah, summer feels like a long time away all of a sudden. I'm at Bishop Stortford this morning. I've been working with Keith now for 3 years, Keith. 2019 was the first time. On the golf course predominantly, but over the last year the club have been having an intensive course improvements program. Mark Ely is the contractor, who's done a great job, and Alan Walker the architect. Last autumn we did a project on the 4th hole, which went very well, and we got that open in late May, Keith. And then this summer you've had a nice quiet period, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
It's been
a nightmare.
Been very intense, and we'll talk about it in a minute, but I'd just like to introduce Keith. Keith is course manager here at Bishop Stortford. How long have you been here, Keith?
22 years. 26th of February 2000.
Really? Yeah. And you've been waiting a long time for
an irrigation system.
Yeah, exactly. And sorry, throw an irrigation system onto that as well. But yeah.
And I finally got one, and then had numerous problems with it. But hopefully we turn the corner now.
Yeah. And how long have the club been talking about their course improvements program?
Pretty much ever since I started.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. They talked about it. Obviously with the land sale, that was always going to happen, and once that did finally happen, then the money could be injected into the course, and what they've done. But even before that, they've been really supportive. For myself anyway, they've been really good.
Yeah, the irrigation's a good conversation, because when I first got involved, an old system was numerous leaks, and then the club have gone ahead and installed a brand new Rainbird system, which has had a few snags to start with, but hopefully settling down now, and you'll benefit from that for the future. But the main thing is to talk about the improvements plan. So I've done numerous projects actually. You've done the 10th bunkers, haven't you?
Yeah, we've done quite a lot. 10th bunkers, 4th hole, 3rd tee. Short game area, new putting green. You know, an 800 square metre putting green. It's been installed. This green we're on at the moment, 750 square metres. So yeah, it's been a lot.
Yeah, this is what they're calling the Short Game Academy. So over there you've got the putting green, which is a nice bit of movement in there, and then we're into the chipping area, the pitching area, which is a fantastic facility actually. Alan has put in four chipping, what we call T-tops, so chipping pods. Nice bit of movement around the green. So it's an area to me where you're going to have a lot of flags here, you know, lots of pin positions, and you'll come in and you'll start losing yourself in this. And I've been involved in a lot of short game areas with clubs over the last 5 to 6 years, and they've all gone fantastic. So this will without doubt benefit the club and the members. But the main reason why I've been thought to do this with Keith is I've been working on the agronomic side. We grew in the 4th green last year, and we used the what I call the cores method. Bishop Stortford old greens, so you've got a lot of power in those greens, so we use the core method. And that's the first time you've used that method, Keith?
Yeah, funnily enough, in all my years in greenkeeping, I thought it went brilliantly, which is why I wasn't hesitant in doing it again on these. You can see the results are fantastic. So anybody looking to do that, just get on and do it. So it's the way forward.
The reason why we went with the core method is because they're old, 100-year-old greens. If you go in with a seed or a turf, it can look very alien. So the core method really blends in quick. The 4th green we started, it was sown around this time last year, wasn't it? Yeah, so sort of trying to think now, probably mid to late September, and then we had a winter. The club were really good, didn't push you at all over the winter, and open late May. These 2 greens now are 8 weeks into growing.
Yeah, these are. So these are now cut 5 mil. Cutting 6-7 days a week now on them.
Well, they're taking off, aren't they?
They've just gone mad.
That fertiliser, the granular, which you push hard to get going, is really.
Considering we went 8 weeks with no rain here whatsoever, they've just kicked on in the last fortnight or so.
So certain things are happening at the moment. The granulars, we're starting to pull them back a bit. They've been on a fortnightly application, so using the granulars through the growing to really push the plant. You've started top dressing, but we're going to change the top dressing method where you're using kiln drying through a broadcast spreader. So now, unfortunately, Keith, you're going to have to get the old shovels out, get a real heavy dress on it to try and, because we're noticing that it's all looking good, but there's still a bit of sediment going on to try and firm that top layer up. And then the frequency is going to be the big thing. That's something that
I'm sure the guys will like a bit of overtime.
And that will start coming up from 3 mows a week now to 5 to 6,
to
really.
At least 6.
And I was here first thing. This is Monday morning. I was here first thing, and after a Friday mow to Monday, you can see that it needs it's really going. But great thing doing this in the summer is the growth is so strong and everything so easy to get through, really.
I don't even think with the 8 weeks of no rain it knocked it back, did it at all?
No.
Just think, with the irrigation, yes, we had a few problems, but this was fine. As long as we did our moisture readings, we got everything spot on. So it's been good.
So if I just give you a sort of what's underneath. So underneath you've got a full drainage system in here, and I think Mark put it at 4 metres, remember, or 5 metres apart, but I saw it when it was all there, and it's a really intensive, no low point, so the drainage, all the water's coming off the green, so all good on that side. And then it went with 100 mil of a 2 to 6 mil gravel, so we call it a gravel carpet. And then above that we've gone at 250 away from the 300 mil, which would be the standard US specification. With the data, with the testing we did, there was no issue with compatibility and percolation rates and stuff like that. And then if you want to talk about the next stage, which was putting the cords on the green, so tell us about
on both greens. The cords took 20 greens to core, plus we had to do 3 again, so you can imagine the amount of cords that we had to find. And then it was overseeded and rolled.
And what seed did you use to overseed, Keith?
We went with 007, wasn't it?
Yeah.
007, was it A5? No, 4-front.
4-front, which is a germinal, a mix, I think 2 or 3 mixes in there, so you've got a bit of creeping bent with a bit of what we call brown top, the old traditional. And putting the cores out, what was the method for that, Keith? How did you lay the cores?
Just shoveled them out and rolled them out. But in all fairness, we cored our greens, collected them and brought them to the contractor, and then the contractor, he was the one that laid them, and then we came behind. They did the first roll, and then we picked up after that. So it all went really well. I'll do it again. It's the only way I'll do it now.
So basically you're laying it out, rake it all out, and then you gave it not a mow but a hand roll. So get the front end up. So just using the back roller. And how many directions? Was that just the once or double? So you did it in a diamond formation. So sometimes you can leave it there, but I always like to give it a roll just to smooth out that top surface. And then once that's down, once the bent seed is in there,
just irrigate.
Then it's in. That's it.
Just irrigate it.
And how quick did you see a green tinge across it?
7 days. It was, and you could see it. Clearly see it. We probably could have kicked on a bit quicker if it wasn't for those irrigation problems, but other than that, no, it went really well.
So just trying to think, I mean, I saw it literally, I think within the first week, and the putting green was flying. I think that's the technical term. It was absolutely flying, wasn't it?
It was probably about 10 days in front of this one we're standing on. But this one has just kicked on now.
This one has definitely caught up. And then with the irrigation, what sort of cycles were you running through the growing period?
In the early stage we had this on at 5 times throughout the day. And then we just reduced that down when the surround started to just go crazy on us.
And that's a bit of a challenge because you've got a sand-based green with soil-based surrounds. So if you're putting the water on, this is still looking nice and this is what's needed, but then this is starting to get wet.
Just on this area, there's 20 sprinkler heads.
20 sprinkler heads in this area.
Just in this one, without on the new putting green. So,
and that was designed by Roger Davey, Irrigation, with irrigation control installed in it. So really, and the thing I like, and well done Roger, what I like about this, traditionally you go what we call back-to-backs, So you'd have a head watering the green here, and then a surround sprinkler right next to it. But Roger's gone from out to in, so you've got irrigation outside. So it's a very comprehensive design, and it's going to be played well and used well. So you'll get maximum benefit out of that.
Just managing those sprinklers was a challenge. Yeah, because you could be getting areas too wet. Yeah. So it was just a question of coming over, turning them on, turning them off. Moisture read, check it, put them on. So it's been fun.
And one thing we've noticed today is Fusarium activity has increased over the last 7 days, and also I noticed a little bit of dollar spot on here as well. So you're going to get a preventative or a fungicide out.
Get that out today.
Get that out today, because we're planning to heavy dress definitely the putting green this week. So we don't want to be smothering the pathogen. So that's one thing I have noticed with the core method, and I've said to Keith and other guys I've worked with this, is what I do notice with it, definitely the first year can be very active on a pathogen point of view. So you've really got to put in an intensive preventative program, because that first autumn winter it really seems to get quite lively at that point. So
this was really only come on over the weekend.
We
had a bit of anthrax last week. That we sprayed for. But as I say, this is literally over the weekend.
So that's something to prevent. So you're quite happy with the core method?
Yeah, definitely.
Been good. Enjoyed that. What are the things that you've sort of learned? Good stuff. Is there anything you think, damn, I should have done that a bit better? Or
probably before we cored the greens, did a bit more dressing on them. Got a little bit more sand down on them. Just really, for me at the moment, it's just understanding an irrigation system is probably the most important thing for myself at the moment. But no, the core method's great. It's proved it works on 4. 4's a fantastic putting surface now. Pity we didn't do that on 1.
One was seeded, wasn't it? So the club have done 2 greens. I think it's 2 greens over
1 and 4.
So 1 and 4, and the 1 was done, I think in 18, was it? Just before
the first was seeded late October, early November. And it struggled badly.
And that was a seed fescue bent traditional. So when we did 4, we looked at all the options. You go with a seed fescue bent. You used old turf off, old turf on. So there were numerous ways, but I think the core method looked at it now, and the great thing is it blends in with the rest of the greens. So it doesn't look like an alien green. Really blends in. Obviously a bit firmer because it's a sand-based green, but from that point of view. What about growings? Have you learned anything on the growings? Anything you think, you know what, I should have done a bit better next time, or anything like that? Or
probably some shaping. To try and reduce any scalpings. But other than that, as long as you've got your machinery sharp and well look cared for, then it should be fine.
I mean, one thing we have spoken about is the resources you need for a growing, and with the 4th hole it's a bit easier because it's in the winter, but at this moment
this is probably going to take 4 guys tomorrow. 4 unhappy guys
with shovels.
Pressing it. But it needs it. We've got to bring it on now. So other than that, Greg, no, not really. It's just been another challenging year at Bishop Stortford Golf Club for us all.
Absolutely, and good news is you're carrying on with the improvements next year. So there's more stuff coming next year. What's up for grabs next year?
Well, we're gonna there's alterations to the 12th hole. Also the 11th tee. That's got to be done. There's bunkers on 6. There's bunkers on 16.
So not more what, fairway bunkers or green sides?
I think it's green sides being altered. So there's quite a bit going on.
So you'll have another busy year next year as well.
We'll have Mark Healy here again from April till this 6th September time, I guess, again. So it's been busy.
Good. Okay. Well, that's really the update. I think everyone's played their part, haven't they? You've got Mark on the contractor, who's the builder. You've got Alan, who's very good on the architect, eyes on the ground design. Obviously, Keith yourself doing the growing, the club as well, supporting. Fixtures can be a problem.
Great support from the club. I mean, people like Peter Kirkham's been really.
Peter Kirk,
has been really good.
And Simon Shepherd behind the scenes, and new GM Craig coming in. And so very all working in the same direction. And next year should be another busy year, and keep those improvements going.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well done, Keith. Keep going with that growing.
It's all good.